This is my story on how I went from 182 euros on my bank account to doing over 3 million in online e-commerce sales by age 21. And in this video, I am going to show you exactly how I did it, and I'm going to leave nothing behind, personal and business-wise. And keep in mind, I don't come from a rich family. My father is from Spain and his parents came here in the Netherlands as migrant workers. He didn't have much either. And he just worked himself up until a point where he saw himself. And it was basically because of his dedication, his discipline, and his belief in himself. And this was definitely the thing that drove me through hard times, where I will tell you about in a bit. So let's start with it. It all started back in 2016 when I was still a full-time student. And besides that, I was working in vacations in a metal factory, where my aunt worked, and also basically where all my family had worked. And to be very honest, I already got sick and miserable if I even thought about that, because the circumstances were so bad and I was only earning 4 euros per hour. And because I was miserable thinking about it every single time at 5 AM in the morning when I was on my bicycle, going towards the metal factory, I knew that I didn't want this from life, right? So I had to make a change, because the only one that could change my circumstance at that time was myself. And that's why I started to follow my father's path. And then it was end 2017, beginning 2018, when I switched my job from working from the metal factory to going towards the cookie factory. Because I thought working in a cookie factory is not that hard, because you can just eat during work. But it was slightly different, because the people around me, they really affected my way of thinking. And the bosses that basically I was with all the time, they gave me all the shitty tasks while they did actually nothing. And by the end of 2018, that was the point basically where I needed to switch my life once and forever, because the bosses, they treated me like real shit. And from that moment I knew, okay, I need to change my life. So what I did, I was searching on Google and on YouTube at that time on how to make money online. And that was the first time that I faced the term dropshipping. And because of this, the algorithm of YouTube pushed a lot of gurus towards my head. Showing their fancy cars, the vacations that they had, while me and all the other people, the 99%, were just in school or working 9 to 5. And from this point I thought of, I want to have that freedom to do whatever I want. And I want to be rich. I think that's what everybody else wants, right? And after seeing one specific person almost everywhere where you can imagine, I ended up buying his online program. And this is where my dropship journey started. I only had 182 euros to my name when I started. And the first 8 months were very tough and I had no clue about what exactly I was doing. But I was still working at a cookie factory. And that was basically the thing that kept me going. And now it's the end of 2019. This was basically my checkpoint in life, because this was the introduction before everything starts to turn crazy. And at this point in my life, I had around a network of 1,000 to 2,000 euros. I basically had a tiny bit of experience gained from the online program. But I knew as well, if I really want to succeed in this business, I need to have a one-on-one mentor who was already at the point where I want to see myself. And this was the point where I ended up investing all the money I had at that point into my first one-on-one coach. And then I had to first work like full-time for several weeks in the cookie factory again, to basically go from that to having some sort of money to start dropshipping again and to pay for ads. And from the moment I really started with my first one-on-one mentor, I did over 10,000 euros in sales in the first 25 days of being in. And from that moment I thought, damn, this is dope. I need to do more of this. And I invested even more money into having several coaches at several stages, to just become unbreakable. At least that's what I thought. 2020, my net worth was around 60 to 70,000 euros. I really felt the god at that time. And my brother, he was basically in another kind of business model, the Amazon version of the Netherlands, which is called bol.com. He came to me with an idea of basically starting a brand from scratch, because we thought, okay, no, we can handle that as well. So yeah, this was basically the moment that we invested every single penny that we had into growing a brand from scratch with basically products that we manufactured ourselves with people from Japan. And from this moment, I wanted to take a break from dropshipping, as I want to burn the ships and go all in with the brand. That is what I did, and we invested over 6 figures into our brand in basically products we didn't know if it was going to work. It was completely designed the way how we wanted, completely manufactured the way how we wanted from a supplier in Japan. And this was basically the moment where everything started to go wrong. And from this moment, I went from 60 to 70,000 euros in net worth to almost debt by investing everything in the brand that we had, because we went all in. But the thing was, we only saw ourselves succeeding. So we didn't saw the downside of it. There was basically no money coming in again from dropshipping, and there was only money floating out. And when we launched our brand, it was June 2021, we invested over 20,000 euros in working with influencers from the very first day. We even had like a high-end photo shoot with like very nice models. And yeah, you know, there was again money flowing out, but there was nothing coming in. And then it was around June 2021 when me and my brother as well, we were both 40,000 euros in debt. And at that point, we had no clue what we needed to do, because we invested every single penny that we had into the brand and there was nothing coming in return. So at the end of 2021, I needed to get back into dropshipping, but for real. And I got like fully monk mode. I ignored all my friends. I broke up with the girlfriend that I had. And you know, I needed to fix my situation. So when I was in monk mode, it meant no partying, no distractions, complete focus. I had no other choice. And at this moment, I didn't want any help from family or from friends. I needed to fix the situation myself, and that is exactly what I did. And in my second month of getting back into dropshipping, I did around a bit over 100,000 euros in sales with my new store. And from here on, everything started to become better again. Now, fast forward to 2023, I did a bit over 3 million in online e-commerce sales. I run an online coaching business where I help basically my students to do exactly the same and to learn them you know, what not to do and where to focus on in order to become profitable. So yeah, I'm in the best shape of my life nowadays, and I travel towards Spain to visit my family every now and then whenever I want to. So yeah, life really got better, and yeah, life is good. So that is basically my story, kind of step by step how I did it. I failed a lot, I was in a huge debt, but overall we kept pushing, we kept persisting, and yeah, now I live my best life. And with this video, I just want to introduce myself and tell you that I will be a bit more active on YouTube from now on, to tell you a bit more about me, my story, my wins, my lessons, my failures, and also, you know, how I did it to become the person who I am nowadays. But more important, on how you can do exactly the same if you believe in yourself. And look, I am not a lucky, privileged person. I believe everyone can do this if they put their mind to it. But that depends, of course, on the course that you take. If you believe in yourself, and if you see yourself succeeding, and if you really wanted to go after your goals. So yeah, that's it. It has been an absolute pleasure meeting you all, and I can't wait to see you guys in the next videos to actually share some real value. Peace.